Did you know that gymnastics is just as dangerous as the sport of hockey? Imagine yourself flipping through the air defying gravity over a 4-inch beam. I can promise you that a lot more can go wrong than can go right. I feel like I can talk to you guys today about gymnastics because I was a gymnast for 11 years, and out of those 11 years, I competed for 8 years. Today I want to talk to you about the physical and mental demands of gymnastics along with some of the dangers that come with it. First off, I want to talk to you guys about the physical demands. There's a lot of conditioning involved with gymnastics. Gymnasts train their muscles differently than other athletes. According to the Sports Fitness Advisor, they said that other athletes such as bodybuilders, they focus on muscle groups and mass, while gymnasts focus on their conditioning and the exercises they do focus on the movements that it takes to do those. It's very strong to be a gymnast, but it's all based around movements. About 95% of the time in a gymnastics routine, one skill leads directly into another. So it's really important to have those transitions between the skills uninterrupted. Once momentum is built up in between or during a tumbling pass or whatever, if something gets interrupted, it's really hard to control that power, and that's just a disaster waiting to happen. Muscle memory is a huge factor in performing the skills. Repetition and conditioning allows that muscle memory to be built up, so it's very important that when you learn a skill that you do it correctly the whole way through. If you learn a skill the wrong way, it's really hard to go back and retrain your muscles and your body. So it's really important to always have the right technique and to use it. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the physical pain. With all the conditioning and training, there's a lot of stress put on your body, and it's important to be able to work through and compete in times where you feel like every muscle in your body is bruised. Gymnasts fall a lot, and even that's an understatement. It's very common for gymnasts to have pulled muscles and strained wrists and ankles. Gymnasts, their hands are very rough from calluses, not even just on the palm, but also on the fingers from the leather grips they use to hold onto bars. And sometimes those calluses rip, and gymnasts call them rips. And not only are there raw skin under those calluses, but also the blood and everything. Secondly, I want to talk to you about the mental aspects of gymnastics. All the skills that gymnasts do are very challenging and dangerous. There's so many things that could go wrong with doing skills, and naturally your mind's going to tell you to not do that, not to put yourself in those kinds of situations, but gymnasts put themselves in those positions every day. It's a natural instinct to keep yourself out of those dangerous positions, but gymnasts have to overcome that every day. Mental control. According to Dr. Joe and Sue Massimo, they say that gymnastics is about 90% mental and only 10% physical. It's really hard to constantly push yourself to do those crazy things and to try to perfect those skills, only to go to competitions where judges just tell you how much you're still doing wrong. Lastly, I want to talk to you about some of the dangers of gymnastics. According to Elsevier Global Medical News, there was a study that concluded that between 1990 and 2005, there was an estimated 425,900 children from ages 6 to 17 years old that were treated for gymnastics-related injuries. This means that gymnastics is just as dangerous as sports such as soccer and basketball and hockey. Of the 26,600 gymnasts injured annually, about 82% of them are girls, and the average age is about 11 and a half. Gymnastics is a very serious sport, and even the smallest mess-ups can be a very big hazard. ABC News did a report on a 15-year-old in 2012 that was at practice on bars and fell, and she's now paralyzed for the rest of her life. So it's very important to not play around with those big skills at home, even if it's your kid or a friend or something. If something like that can happen in a controlled environment with the trainers that are supposed to be there, imagine what could happen if you were at home. I just want to remind y'all that the purpose of my speech today was to remind you about the demands, physical and mental, and also the dangers. I feel like I was qualified to talk to you guys about this because I've been a gymnast so long and I've witnessed all of this personally. And next time you see gymnastics on TV or just watch your daughter or son flipping on the ground in the grass, I want you to remember that it's a little more serious than it seems, and to just make sure that they're not going to hurt themselves or put themselves in any kind of danger. Gymnastics is all about working through the pain and controlling your emotions. I hope that everyone can walk away with some new information today, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did.